Okay. Hello. Hola. Bonjour. Um, Konnichiwa. Pretty sure that's hello. My name is Abriana, if you don't know, but you should know because you should be on my page and you should be watching this if you want to learn about my self publishing journey. So, welcome to my humble abode. So, I had a lot of people ask me, and it wasn't until like yesterday that I realized, okay, it's been like five people. And I just kind of say the same thing. And I should probably do some kind of post about it because clearly the people want to know. The people want to know. So I just wanted to talk about why I chose self publishing for Cowgirl Cameron and how I did that because I feel like there's a lot of people who have some books they want to get out there because I've been asked by at least five people on how to do this, okay? So hopefully this will help someone get their knowledge and their work out into the world. All right. So I just was going to answer some of the questions that I have received about self-publishing on live. Why did you choose to self publish? Why did I choose to self publish? So I am just like a little bit of a control freak. So I like to be in control, especially when it's my name on the line. I like to have a hand in everything that's going on and be able to kind of tweak as I need to without asking anybody for permission. So that is pretty much why I chose self publishing. And also because I honestly didn't know how to go about doing it a different way. I know that there is like traditional publishing, and I've just heard horror stories about people having to send manuscripts in to, sending copies of their books everywhere, and everybody's like, no, that's not what we're looking for. No, that's not what we do. No, that's not the angle we want to go with. Or they're like, hey, cool concept, work on the delivery or change this and we might consider it or change that, yada yada. And that's not, I didn't want to have to go through all that. Not that I was really on a time crunch, but I wanted more immediate results. And I didn't really want to have to ask anybody for permission. So that's really the primary driving force behind why I did self-publishing, because I didn't want to have to be controlled or manipulated by anybody else in the delivery of something that I was passionate about. So that's pretty much that. Is it easy to self-publish? Um, for me, yes. I would say it would be different for everybody. It depends on how tech savvy you are. It depends on the kind of book that you want to publish. So since I illustrated my book also, I did have to take into account the page size, the book size, where the text was on the pages, because it is a full color, full bleed book. And I had to learn terms like that, like full bleed. I was like, what's full bleed? How do I know if I want full bleed? Full bleed is when there's no white around the edges and the color goes all the way to the edges. There's no white, there's no margin or anything like that. So with that, I had to make sure that my text wasn't cut off, because the books, there can be some slight variation on how they're cut. That's one of the cons of self-publishing, but I haven't had issues with that particularly. So I felt like it was easy for me just because I did illustrate the book, and I did have to figure out those parameters and what worked for me. And since I did it through KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing via Amazon, your book has to be approved. Just they'll look through it real quick and say, hey, everything looks like it's supposed to be where it is, so you're good to go. Or, hey, the text on page 25 is outside of the margin and could possibly be cut off. You might want to redo that. Since I had the ability to illustrate my own book, I can go back and change it and submit the book again without much delay, like really within 10 minutes. So I felt like it was easy for me. The KDP like interface is really easy to use. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then it's Amazon. They have a help center. There's people you can call. I called them when I was like, why have y'all rejected my book again? I want the text to be right there. I don't want to move it. So that is available. Whereas if you were to use a different company, it might not be, or you might not be able to call them 24 hours a day, or, you know, they get back to you in 3 to 5 business days, and here you are, you know, late for your release if you have your own personal deadlines. So it was easy for me. I don't know, you know, I don't have experience publishing like a white and black book, where like a novel, like something older person, like older than elementary, would read. So I can not attest to that, but I do not see why it should be any more difficult than the full color, you know, 30 or less pages that I'm doing for Cowgirl Cameron. So next question, does it cost anything? So to actually publish the book, there is no cost associated with that. There's no fee for publishing the book up front. So the way that it works with Amazon is that there's like 3 different money values, I guess. There is the price to print the book, which I'm not even going to share because then you know I'm not making that much money, y'all. Seriously. Anyway, there's the price to print the book. There is Amazon's cut, because you know they're going to take their cut. That's why Bezos is a billionaire. They're going to take that cut. And then there is the royalties that you get off of that. So it doesn't cost, like, you don't have to pay a fee to publish the book, but you will only get your royalties. And for me, that is 60% after print cost. So it's the majority, but you are also paying Amazon to print the book. So, you know, there's that. And speaking of that, that is the reason why I launched the Cowgirl Cameron website, because I realized after a while, like, okay, this is all great and dandy, but Amazon, like 40% is a lot. You were taking a lot of the profit. So what you can do through KDP is order author copies, and you only pay the print cost for the books. You do have to pay for shipping. You can't get author copies on Prime, which I think is real stupid, but it is what it is. It's not that much. It's like $8. But you can get author copies for print cost, and you can sell them on your own, and you can keep 100% of the profit. You don't have to just keep your 60% after print price. So that is why you can go to www.cowgirlcameron.com and purchase books. They'll come directly from me. I will be able to sign them. It will have my John Hancock on there. And that's an incentive. I have a lot of people who've ordered the books from Amazon and then they're trying to track me down to sign it. And it's just a pain. I love y'all, mean it, but it's hard to get everywhere and get everybody's stuff signed. So if you just go straight to the website, you can order the book. I can sign it. I can ship it out and be done with it. That kind of leads me into the next question. Did you look into any other self-publishers? And I did. Once I came to the revelation that I didn't want Amazon to take my 40%, I was like, okay, let me find somebody else who can do a better job with this. I came across a site that was called like Lulu's or something. I was like, yeah, they can print my book for like almost $1 less than Amazon. What? And then I looked at the shipping, and the shipping was like $25. And I had only put in a quantity of one. I was like, come on, Lulu. That makes no sense. So I didn't do that one. But I did look at some others, and quite honestly, they don't have the platform that Amazon does. If you self-publish through Amazon, it will put it on Amazon. So you already have the ability to sell the book immediately as soon as you publish it. As soon as it's published, it'll go up on Amazon. They print as they're ordered, so you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of inventory somewhere unless you do like I did and started the website so you can sell through your website. But even then, I don't have that much inventory, and I can order more print copies as orders come in. I can just order in bulk every few weeks. So, that's just one of the benefits of using Amazon to sell anything. It's easy for everybody who doesn't have Prime, so that is, something that is definitely beneficial when it comes to using the KDP. So those are pretty much the major questions that I get. I guess, like, to summarize, the pros of self-publishing: you get to control what you're putting out. You get to control how it's put out, because you do have to upload the manuscript yourself. You have to upload the cover page yourself, whether you design it or you have somebody else design it. You do have to upload it into your Author Central, your author profile thing. You get to control the sale of the book, where it's put, especially if you just order author copies and have them sent to, say, a coffee shop or a bookstore or something to be sold that way. On Amazon, they assign you an ISBN, specific to your book, obviously, and you will, pretty much be official. So that is a benefit. You can control the content of your book. There's no one telling you like, hey, we don't really like the direction, or we don't really like your character name, or why does there have to be a llama and a donkey? There's nobody telling you that. So that's one of the benefits. I guess on the flip side of that, the con is that there isn't somebody looking. Well, there's not somebody who controls the money looking over your stuff. So I really haven't had any editors, and it has bitten me in the butt, I would say twice. But it was on the first Cowgirl Cameron book. So I'm like, you know what? That was my dry run. Okay, I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention now, with having like missing a picture on the front of Cowgirl Cameron's shirt on the back of the book. A 3-year-old, no, 4, Macy's 4. She pointed that out to me. So you know, it might be a good idea to have a 4-year-old edit my book, and see if she likes it. But that's, you know, pro and con to not having a traditional publisher or an editor looking over your stuff. So you get to control the branding of your book. I mean, I don't know it unless you are publishing multiple books with different, characters or different topics or, something else. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do this, but if you publish a book, you are creating a brand, whether it be the character specifically, like if you do a Cowgirl Cameron, like a series with the same character, or if you are just publishing, say, romance novels, your brand is you when you're doing that. Your brand is you as the author. This is me. This is what I like to talk about. These are my 3 romance novels, although they're different, have different characters or whatever. The brand itself becomes you as the author. Whereas Cowgirl Cameron, like, yeah, I'm an author, and the brand, but Cowgirl Cameron is the brand. I can put Cowgirl Cameron out front and center and my face not be directly beside it. So with that, I've been working on merchandise. I've been working on different little freebies, coloring pages. There's some bookmarks in the works. So I get to control that and push that as much as I want, without there being much delay outside of procrastination on my part, or if I get busy, or if I'm being forgetful, things like that. So those are the pros. Cons, it's all you. You don't have some gigantic marketing machine pushing your content, putting your books in different places. It's you. So you really have to kind of grow your following organically and make it so that people will remember your content, and not just, throw it up on the shelf with the rest of the books. So it's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been a learning process on how to market yourself, how to make connections without sounding super salesy, or like Laura says, salsa-y. That's an inside joke. Anyway, it's definitely been a learning process and has helped me in other areas of my life with regards to marketing and just putting myself out there. So that is pretty much all I had for today. If you have any other questions, I can answer them directly, or I can create another video. But this will be up on my blog at aubrianajohnson.com. Boom. I'm a brand. I'm working on my personal brand, y'all. It's a work in progress. But there will be a blog post up that will accompany this video if you rather read than listen. All right. See y'all on the flip side. Have a good night.